Well, welcome back into the Sports Drive. Our first guest, like I just said, a very exciting one. We've got head coach Hereford, Adam Naron, coming off of 3 huge wins this season. Already you've beat a team from Amarillo, Lubbock, Wichita Falls. First off, Coach, thanks for coming on. Second off, how's it going?
Well, things are going pretty good right now. We're having a lot of fun and getting rolling into the season here, getting close to being halfway through already.
Yes, sir. Before this season, we talked about it, about Hereford having such a tough schedule right off the bat, the toughest non-district schedule. Everybody was kind of wondering, like, what's going to happen. They didn't get their first win until Randall. How do you feel now, week 3?
Well, it's one of those things where each week it could go either way. We're playing teams that got after us last year, and we didn't play as well as we wanted to last year. So coming into this season, we knew that we wanted to play a lot better and be more competitive each week. And we've had 3 quality opponents that feel like they're getting us better for district play, and we've been able to come out on top each week.
And do you feel like that Randall game kind of flipped a switch? I know you've got a new team this year, but do you feel like something flipped that week last year?
Yeah, it definitely did. We graduated some kids off of that team, but a lot of the guys that are on the team right now were sophomores and juniors on that team last year. A couple of them were freshmen on the team. So I think that was huge in giving our kids the confidence that they could win with, any game, anytime. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. When you go toe-to-toe with the best team in your district, that definitely played a role in our off-season development and the kids having belief and confidence. So it's no different this year. Now they feel like they can play with anybody, and I'm sure that Randall game was a big part of it.
And what kind of changes have been made from last year to this year that you think are playing a part in that?
Well, a lot of it is just physical development. We played a lot of guys that were sophomores last year in positions that like defensive line, where it's hard for a 16-year-old to compete against an 18-year-old or 17-year-old. So physical development's one. Our kids, have had a lot of success in other sports. They did well in basketball. They did well in baseball. I think that also played into their mindset of being competitive and being able to go out and play with anybody. It's the kids in general, and the assistant coaches, how well they push the kids and the things that they've got them to buy into, and so it's a true testament to their belief in themselves and buying into what their coaches are telling them.
And speaking of those kids, can you tell me about some of those playmakers that are really making a difference this year?
Well, we've got guys all over the field that are making great plays. Our offense has got a lot of notoriety so far, scoring points, but the huge key is our defense. We've had some great output from a couple of our linebackers, Colton Urbanzik and Eli Arredondo. They've done a great job in the middle. That was a key position that we were looking to try to fill this year after graduating a couple seniors. On our D-line, Jeremiah Martinez, Marcos Acosta, Juan Bermudez have done a great job stepping up with some other guys filling in too. So while offense has got a lot of credit and a lot of the questions have been about them, I know with Caleb Ramirez at quarterback and Brylan Lopez at running back, the true strength of our team so far has been our defense. Without them, offense wouldn't have had a chance. So we really have leaned on the defense this year, and we're excited about what they've been doing.
Yes, sir. And a second ago, you mentioned, being able to go toe-to-toe with anybody. Big opponent this week, Tascosa, the Tascosa Rebels. What do you tell your guys ahead of this week, or is it just like any other game?
Well, it's the first, 6 games for us. They're all independent of each other. None of those will lead to a district championship. None of those can get us into the playoffs. So each week we try to keep it in perspective of what we can do to get better. So it doesn't matter if it's Caprock or Wichita Falls or Tascosa. This week there's something that we're going to get out of this game that we won't get from somebody else. One of the biggest things, when we scheduled Tascosa, the biggest thing from a coaching perspective is, they're going to be one of the best teams we play. We don't wait till district to see the best team we play, whether it be Canyon, Pampa, Randall, Dumas. Our kids get to see a quality 5A opponent. We have to go into their place and play, and they're going to get put to the test. So, we don't want to wait till the lights get too bright in district. We want to see it early in the season and play somebody who's going to give us a big test and be more athletic and more physical than us and see if we can rise to the challenge.
Yes, sir, absolutely. And I was on Facebook this morning, and I was scrolling, and I saw teams that are left undefeated. and I saw a bunch of teams on there that a lot of people wouldn't expect. How does that feel to be one of I think it was 13 just in the area that were left undefeated? How does that feel?
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I mean, the community's buzzing. The kids, are being congratulated everywhere they turn. It's all good. But our team mindset is we're just one game at a time. We're 0-0 starting today. That was one win last week. We're back to 0-0 today, and our kids are buying into that. And so, whether we win or lose each week, it doesn't matter. We've got to be able to restart on Monday at 0-0 and go 1-0 for the next week. So. It does feel good, but again, 3-0 doesn't win district, and 3-0 doesn't get you in the playoffs. We're going to have to win when it counts later in the season, so we've got to use these 6 games as a way to get better.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for coming on and talking to us today. Best of luck for the rest of the season. We're so excited to watch.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Go Herd.
Yes, sir.